Hello, everyone. This is The Lock, and this is the fourth podcast of Skeptic Wars. I want to tell everyone, first of all, that I will be doing these podcasts on Friday instead of Thursday. I've decided that'd probably be better to do them on Friday just before the weekend than do them on Thursday. It's a little bit easier for me, anyways. Um, I'm also considering doing a Q&A session for this. So if I get about uh, 10 questions, 10 or 15 questions, I'll answer them. And if you have any questions, and make sure not to make them too personal. Now, if I feel that they're too personal, um, I'm not gonna answer them. But if you do have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below for this video, or leave them in the comment section um, on the main blog or on Facebook. And do be sure to visit us on. Be sure to visit my site on Facebook too. All right, so let's just get right down to it, shall we? All right, new scam targets homeless. This is about a scam where these fraudsters, these scammers are paying the homeless to take out cell phone contracts to and get subsidized phones. These are phones that might cost about $100, but they're actually worth about $600, and the scammers pay these homeless people about $100 to go and buy these phones. Well, they don't, and $50 to $100 to buy these phones, and then the scammers take the phones and resell them. And the problem is with this is that they're taking the phones out. These phones are being taken out in these homeless people's credit. And when they go and take the phones and sell them, they kind of end up ruining the homeless people's credit, and that's really bad, because some of these people are homeless because they have bad credit, and here's people who have little to no money as it is, and they're just and you've got heartless people out there just making it worse for them. And quite frankly, people who do this, they're just sick, very sick individuals. I just hope people who are doing this, these for homeless people, are go and get caught. I really do. This is just wrong on so many levels. Alright, next one. Idaho faith healing bill won't get hearing. Basically, Idaho was considering, the Idaho House legislators were considering a bill that would limit how much what they could do, for what the faith healing communities can do, and basically just saying that, hey, look, you can't if your kid gets sick, you gotta take him to the hospital. You just can't have some preacher come about and faith healing. Sorry about that. You just can't have a preacher come about and heal them. But apparently it's for now it's dead. Hopefully it'll well, it's not necessarily dead, it's just been put on the block. Hopefully it'll come back next session, if not sooner. But unfortunately, it's not going to get. it's not going to be voted on anytime soon. Alright, next one. Okay, Chicago PD believes it can see the future, starts warning citizens about crimes that might happen. This, you're probably thinking the movie Minority Report, and if you've seen it, and I've actually seen it, it's actually, I know it stars Tom Cruise, but it was actually a pretty good movie. This doesn't have anything to do with psychics or anything like this. This actually has to do everything with computer programs, and computer programs predicting the most likely areas where crime's going to happen. I'm not sure if this could work or not. I mean, to be quite honest, if it does work, I think that'd be quite interesting. But the problem is, I think with this, I mean, certainly I would trust a computer's predictions over a human's predictions, because at least with a computer's predictions, it might be, it's not biased by fraud. But with a computer's predictions, it could still be wrong, and there might not be any crime that's going to happen. So, what could happen is, basically, the computer could be wrong and no crime happens, and basically what ends up happening is that there's going to be some, a lot of time and money wasted. But if it works, I mean, I think it'd be pretty good. I think it'd be pretty good. I mean, Chicago has a lot of crime. I mean, and maybe if it works, maybe other cities would start implementing it. But really, you can't really predict crime. And even if the computer is pretty accurate, you cannot predict crime. I mean, there's no way to predict. There's no way to predict crime. All right. All right. This one's from March 2nd. It says March 3rd, but it's actually March 2nd. Influenza kills hundreds in California. It says that the flu, and this is the regular flu. This isn't like some exotic type of flu. Just the regular flu has killed about 302 victims, and this is from when it was printed, which was a few days ago. That 302 victims under the age of 65. These are people not elderly. These are people probably within my age range, which is about to go up in a few days. That 302 victims have so far died of flu, which, I guess it kind of shows that you really should get a flu vaccine. I mean, even if you are healthy, and even if you don't think that you need a flu vaccine, you need to get vaccinated against it, because flu is deadly. Flu can kill you. And I guess this kind of shows that even young people with or younger people who aren't considered elderly, can get the flu and can die from it. All right. The next one. Hold on. Shoot. All right. Californians. This is another one from California. Californians respond to serious drought with sticks and blind faith. And this one, apparently, well, there's a severe drought in California, and apparently the response to it is to use dowsing rods and try to find water in the ground with it. And dowsing rods, the reason why people think they work is because, you know, they, well, you can't find water no matter how far you drill down. So if there's water down 600, 700 feet in the ground, um, you can go and claim, oh, well, the dowsing rods worked because, it found me water 600, 700 feet in the ground. Well, water is literally everywhere, and you just have to drill down far enough to find it. And people are thinking that maybe if I use dowsing rods, I'll be able to find water. Well, you're going to find water regardless, no matter how far down you drill. Basically, these dowsing rods, they don't work. I mean, you can find, as I've been saying, you can find water anywhere, where as long as you just drill down far enough. But basically, I guess this is just showing how desperate some people are. That they're willing to use some hocus pocus to try to find water in this drought situation, and it's just not scientific at all. Alright, see how to debunk viral videos in seconds using image search. And this is about how all these viral videos that are claiming to be of one thing, but it's really not. All you have to do is just use an image search on Google. All you have to do really is, what I do is I drag and drop an image into Google image search and look for it, and usually within seconds I'll find out something, the truth about a photo. And I actually did that a few months ago with a photo of what looked like a heavily tattooed young man trying to force a small puppy to drink vodka, or maybe it was Smirnoff. But as it turns out, that wasn't true at all. He was actually trying to get the bottle of booze out the poor puppy's mouth, because the dog had gotten a hold of it, and he didn't want the dog to injure itself, so he was actually trying to pull it out. And people actually, one of my fellow skeptics actually wanted me to write a story about this, and I decided to look it up first. And as it turns out, no harm was done to the poor dog. And really, anytime you see some photo that's outrageous on the internet that really gets you mad, do a Google image search, drag and drop the image into Google Images, and usually the truth is not as bad as what you might think it might be. Alright, next one. Billboard urging child vaccination vandalized in Fremantle. And by the way, no, Fremantle, whatever it is. It's in I believe it's in it's in Australia. And it's apparently been vandalized by either members or supporters of the Australian Vaccination Network, or probably what it should be known as the Australian Anti-Vaccination Network, or maybe the Australian Let's Kill Your Kids Network. But anyways, apparently some there was a pro um vaccination billboard there at Fremantle, and some members of the Australian vaccination network, uh, or at least supporters of it, vandalized it. Which, I guess it's kind of showing what type of people, we're dealing with. You're dealing with people who are willing to go to the extremes of basically trying to get people to not vaccinate. And, well, this is just making them look bad, to be quite honest. Alright, last one. High protein diet, not as bad for you as smoking. And earlier this week there was some articles that came out that said that it was actually an article in the Daily Mail, and it said that people who eat diets rich in animal, no, not the Daily Mail, the Daily Telegraph, I mean. And it said that people who eat diets rich in animal protein carry similar cancer risk to those who smoke 20 cigarettes a day. And it turns out this is all just a bunch of bunk, and me. And there's actually some studies that suggest that people over the age of 65 who have high protein diets actually reduce the risk from any cancer, risk of death from cancer. And the whole high protein thing, it's high protein bad for you. It's all a bunch of it's BS. That's basically what it is. So well, that's it for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please click the like button. And so thank you all, and see you next time for the next podcast, or if I get enough questions, for the Q&A session. See y'all next time.